So can we start, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, Tejas.
So the Institution of Engineers India, established in 1920 and incorporated by Royal Charter in 1935 and recognized as a scientific and industrial research organization by Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. And we are happy to present World Standards Day 2022 today. So good evening, one allowed present here. So the Institution of Engineers India Tirulur Local Center initiated in the year 2017 and executed the following tagged events titled as IEI Monthly Technical Lecture, IEI Statutory Days Celebration, IEI Battery, IEI Technical Seminars, and IEI Tesla Awards and IEI Index. As on date, nearly 1,400 plus professional members, 27 plus student chapters, organized 150 plus events with 29,000 participants and 15,000 plus views in YouTube channel. In line with this, today we are gathered here for World Standards Day with our eminent speaker, Engineer Sri Salai Malanan sir, DGM in Water Engineering, Water Systems Engineering, and Chairman of the Institution of Engineers, Ranipet Local Center. Now we have Dr. L. Ramesh sir, Chairman, IEI Tirulur Local Chapter, and Joint Registrar of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute University to deliver his welcome address.
Thank you, Tejas. So very happy. Good evening, all. It is very happy evening. Very happy and meeting you all. Both professional members and student members are connected, and maybe some more expected to join now. And it is happy moment that Tirulur Local Center rightly pointed out, initiated in 2017. After that, continuously we are organizing a lot of activities, both for the benefit of students and benefit of the professional members. And for the appreciation also, we had a IEI Tesla Award that we 2 years before COVID we had the Tesla Award. Now we are planning in 2023, we are planning for a Tesla Award. And not only that, we have several other tagged events for we call it as the Eisen battery, and very recently we had our program on energy audit workshop, 2-day energy audit workshop, which we conducted very successfully. It is a national level workshop, and another micro satellite assembly program which we are planning, that is in the next month. So like that, a couple of programs are going on, and happy note that we are celebrating the Tamil Nadu State Center 100-year celebration also. We are in align with the 100 hours techno carnival. The techno carnival, the 15-16 local center joining together and celebrating a discussion on the sustainable development, the role of engineers. The same theme, how the different angle, both academic conclave, industry conclave, seminar, workshop, project, industry competitions, like various programs are organized by the people across Tamil Nadu. It is going in a good way, and finally it is going to come to end on December 15 in the valedictory program, which we are going to apply to the World Asia Book of Record, and planning to receive the record certificate, and it is going to be witness on that day. Because that is one. And the second part, through the local center taken initiative for 100 hours program, which we are planning to release a video on the title, the sustainable development, the role of engineers. That is 500 video by the different students in student chapters in the rural local center. It is getting ready now. Dr. Geeta Shoman madam is coordinating with that. So that combined video also going to be launched on that day. It means that 500 students are going to pitch a topic on single topic. 500 students, how they are expressing their views. That is the idea. So keeping in that mind, today we all are here for World Standards Day celebration. And very happy to welcome our chief guest and one of our very close friend, Sri Salem Manalan sir, Chairman of the Institution of Engineers India, Ranipet Local Center, and sir contribution to IEI in a very long journey. So he was the secretary, and only that he is doing lot of activities for BHEL and lot of activities for the societal natures. Personally, he is a very good person, for helping a lot of people, and he accepted the request to have send a set of people to the BHEL for the internship, for the industrial visit also. That also our students are working on that. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation in a short period. It's a very warm welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramesh, sir. Actually, when Dr. Balmurugan told, yes, such requirement is there, we have to collaborate with other centers so that it will be like helping each other in a way that we are all together, like we will exhibit this togetherness by doing this lecture sessions from other centers like that. He told, and then I said immediately, yes, I will do on this topic like that. Thank you very much, sir. Today is from Thiruvalluvar Local Center, World Standards Day is being celebrated. Anyhow, this Standards Day was identified long back in 1946 to be celebrated as a World Standards Day on October 14th. Early in the year October 14, the World Standards Day was devised and observed. Actually, this can be called as International Standards Day also. World Standards Day is its drive towards making the consumers, the policymakers, and the business people to have the advantages of standardization. It's this drive was initially thought of by three particular associations. Actually, the three particular associations were mainly this International Organization for Standardization is ISO, and the International Telecommunication Union, and the International Electrotechnical Commission. These three organizations did a collaborative working to initiate this requirement for standards.
Tejas, what happened? Tejas?
Sir,
What happened,
sir,
Tejas?
from my side, all okay, sir.
Okay,
Actually,
sir.
actually, it went off the screen sharing. Then I have again
Okay, right, sir. Right,
started
sir.
up. So in this background, on October 14th, the collaborative working of these three organizations formed this Standards Day to be celebrated in this manner. Actually, in this year, 2022, there is a theme announced by the World Standards Organization. That theme is Shared Vision for a Better World. Actually, we can understand that any benefit if we are aiming at, it should be shared. Even a happiness, if that is shared, is definitely going to be multiplied. So that shared vision for a better world is definitely going to be achieved through the implementation of standardization and making use of these standards available all over the world in all the disciplines of engineering, in even other areas also. The theme is aiming at increasing the understanding of the how standardization is significant in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Actually, this United Nations Sustainable Development Goals were framed and announced to the world. There are about 17 goals which were announced by the United Nations. And these 17 goals mainly focusing on the humankind. When the humankind are to be free from any of these difficulties, and that will definitely enhance the growth and the well-being of the humankind in the world. That is, the first goal of the United Nations was no poverty, zero hunger. The third one is good health and well-being, quality education, providing quality education, gender equality. There shall not be any inequality between a man and a woman. Clean water and sanitation. Providing drinking water is now become a requirement of the government. Actually, in those days, we used to take drinking water from a well and we usually drink, and that was of good quality. Now, due to the industrialization and the exploitation of the available water resources, even the availability of clean water for drinking has become a problem for the society. So the government has decided to address these things through different means of implementation of schemes like Rajiv Gandhi drinking water mission, like that and all. And similarly, the sanitation also is an important aspect. We have to provide with healthy sanitation processes so that the health of the human being and the humankind is maintained. Affordable and clean energy. And when you just think over that, the thermal power plants are basically utilizing the coal as the fuel, and the depletion of coal also will cause for the availability of clean energy. That is addressed by making the coal to methanol and coal to gas conversion. Like that, the ash and the environment protection is being aimed at. So similarly, we have got other energy production methods like non-conventional energy resources like solar and wind energy, tidal energy. Like that, the electricity can be produced in other sources also, wherein you will not generate effluents and the other contaminants which will be causing health hazards to the humankind. And decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, these developments will definitely cause the improvement in the lifestyle of the humankind and reduce the inequalities, sustainable cities and communities. Like this, this list is going up to the 17 numbers, and towards achieving all these things is aimed at making things with suitable for a particular standard. So I will just go into our topic, like what is a standard, why it is required, like that. Every year, this World Standards Day is celebrated on October 14th to spread the awareness about the significance of standardization in the global economy among regulators. They are the rule formers, consumers. We are the consumers and the industries which are producing the products. And this World Standards Day pays tribute to the thousands of experts around the world who collaborated in developing the voluntary technical agreements, which are later published as the international standards. For example, if we design in a mechanical engineering a shaft for transmitting a particular power, we will design and the factor of safety incorporating all the requirements. If the shaft size comes to a particular size, say 32, 33, like that millimeter, we will be rounding it off to the next available material available in the market. Similarly, the fasteners, the number of holes available in the flange, all these things are standardized only to make things easily available and easily producible. This history, I think I have already told. These three bodies annually develop campaign elements to empower the global community, and it was in 1946 that the need for standardization was felt for the very first time. The World Standards Day was first created in 1946 on October 14th in the presence of known delegates and experts from around 25 countries in London. This is the history behind the formation of this World Standards Day, long back and way back in 1946 on October 14th. What is the significance of this World Standards Day? This honors the contributions of International Standardization Organization, then this the experts available working with these organizations. So to honor them, the Standards Day is being celebrated. Standards Day is dedicated to creating awareness about the significance of standardization in a contemporary globalized world. The process of standardization is crucial for facilitating trade and overcoming technical challenges. The member nations also pledge to make the world a better place to reside in and aim at working towards building these smart cities with international standards. World Standards Day is celebrated every year with different prolific themes. This year, Shared Vision for a Better World is the theme which they have chosen and being implemented. The advantages of standardization with respect to manufacturing. You are able to reduce the different varieties of products and able to rationalize the things, which means the manufacturer has the advantages of manufacturing of his products with a certain varieties only. So if the varieties are very high, then even the buyer also to choose from the variety will become a difficult task. And similarly, the volume of products in the store and also the manufacturer's cost. When you have the more number of varieties, then keeping it in the store also is a difficult task, and the cost of manufacturing also is going up and up. Actually, this has given us an advantage in the management of the goods being produced and the design of the goods which are manufactured, and the speed to respond to the orders is also very much increased because of the reduced varieties and standardization. They facilitate exportation and marketing of products. When we have this standard, the same is only being demanded at the other countries also, so that we are able to meet their standard and we will not be different from their requirement. So standardization gives us the flexibility for exporting the goods which are produced here and which will be catering to the needs of the other countries also. And the purchase management simplification. When we have reduced the number of items, then even our purchase managers' procurement has become simple and easy because of the reduced varieties. So this is in a nutshell from the manufacturer's point of view. And in the consumer's point of view, we are able to establish the quality and the safety level to the service and as well as to the products. When we think of the services, even in a car industry, we want to go and take the wheels air pressurized to the safe and operating levels. Like 32 psi is the pressure to be maintained in a car tire, means it is being advised and standardized for all the cars with the same type of tires. And similarly for the products, the quality and safety level is achieved by standardizing the requirements of the consumer. And similarly for the products characteristics, properties, it is also informed that these will be like this, so that the standard products will have informed properties of those products, so that the consumer will not have a confusion in his decision. And it also makes it easier for the comparison between the different offers. This is from the point of view of consumer. From the public service point of view, simplify the production of legal text. Actually, it is when we buy anything and there will be a rider that this will not be holding good for all these, even when we buy a product, its limitations are only with respect to this district, this state only. This we cannot extend our warranty elsewhere. Like that, these legal texts and things are available, and those things are also simplified by way of standardization. Establishing quality, environmental and safety policies. Actually, health, safety and environment, there is a standard, ISO 14001, and it's a management practice that is being adopted by ISO and ISO 14001, and there is another standard called OSHA's ISO 45001. These two standards are especially made to cater to these environmental and safety policies. And the next is, this standardization helps the economical development. It actually provides for higher number of manufacturers and outputs. So this economically develops the manufacturers as well as the consumers to choose the right item at the right price. And this facilitates the improvement in the business. When the advantages of standardization is discussed, we are able to find out different aspects in the advantages, like uniformity in quality. With the standardized goods, there is homogeneity and consistency in quality. Hence, a consumer can buy a product without much hesitation and risk, as the quality of product will not change over a period of time, thus leading to a better goodwill. And this uniformity and quality, when that is consistent, then we will not have much difficulty in making our purchase decision, and it will be easy for us, and it's guaranteeing our purchase that it will serve for the intended purpose. Similarly, when we pay for certain items, whether we are paying the correct price, like that, when prices are also tagged along with the standards. When goods are standardized and classified into various types, one can use differential pricing for different goods, grades of the product, thus assuring better return to both buyer as well as seller. There is an example for Dettol and Savlon. Both are different products, but the purpose is same. The prices will be different. So based on the pricing and standard is also being utilized as a phenomena for deciding the standardization and the product. And the increased in demand As there is uniformity in size, form, quality, and utility of the products of an enterprise, the customers rely on these products. Sale of standardized goods increases. So the sale increases, business increases. This is the main advantage of standardization. And we are able to eliminate the risk. The standards of products are determined keeping in mind the habits, tastes, and nature of consumers, and the risk of selling standards goods is reduced. The risk of selling standards goods is reduced. Actually, when it is a standard product, automatically we decide to buy and we are satisfied with the purchase. So there is a reduction or elimination of the risk. And this standardization helps in large scale production of standard goods, which results in many types of savings in production, distribution, advertising, and sales promotion. Because of these, the manufacturer is in a position to produce best quality goods at minimum cost, thus attracting a number of customers. This is very evident in all the cases wherein if you are able to standardize a good and that can be easily produced, multiplied, and the distribution and advertisement, everything becomes easier, and at a minimum cost, a consumer is able to receive the product. And similarly, availability of finance. When we want to do a business, we will have to tell that this is my project which is going to be done like this, and a project initiation report we have to make and submit it to the finance companies. They will evaluate and finally decide whether the loan can be given to those enterprise or not, like that. When the product is a standardized product and that will not have any issue in marketing, and also its saleability in the market, so the availability of finance also will become easier for a standard product. And there is no need for inspection for a quality product, as the form of size, quality, and utility of the products in a lot are uniform in all respects, and the consumers are convinced with it. Standardization helps to reduce inventory items. When we have variety of items being used, then we have to make the inventory for each item as a spare. Then our spare inventory also goes on increasing. Whereas when we have done a standardization in our utility and application, then our inventory towards the spares keeping will be reducing enormously. So similarly, it helps in evolving better means of communications about an item in the company. So all these advantages are claimed with respect to products. It also forms a base for the inventory analysis. The specification of items can be more clearly spelled out, making quality control. In a developing economy like ours, where the need is to promote exports, insistence on standards helps in creating confidence in the international market. By using national standards, it is easier to locate sources of supplies, and in the case of machine parts, the placement can be obtained easily. Order can be placed very easily when we are following a national standard, and we can locate the sources very easily. It could also be used in advertising the product as well as spare parts. There are standards which were created internationally and with respect to India alone. And when we talk about the Indian standards, we have got standards for materials, processes, and the pumps, equipments, like that. We have got variety of standards available for our materials itself. For example, if I tell IS 210 FG 260, then nobody else can understand differently. This Indian standard 210 spheroidal graphite castings with a 260 kg per mm square is the strength. So that particular standard specifies all its requirement in its full shape and its quality, as well as the standard requirements. Everything is spelled out in this standard. So when this is specified, nobody else will understand differently. So that is the advantage of making a particular standard. So that standard will be followed by others too, either a buyer or a seller. Both will be understanding what he is buying, what he is selling. So similarly, for steel, if it is IS 226, it is a carbon steel with general purpose application. So the carbon content will be 0.8%. Those things, everything need not be spelled out. Everything is covered up in the Indian standard. So similarly, for some exotic materials which we will be using, will be there is a society called American Society for Testing Materials. That society has also stipulated their material standards like 995, 690, like that. Various standards are available. So those standards will be specifying their material requirement. And when we say the same number, the standard specifies whatever is the seller says, the buyer understands. So there will not be any ambiguity in understanding the requirement both ways. So similarly, these standards were made to make use of all the advantages which were explained before. Similarly, there is another standard called ISO 9906. It's a pump standard. Actually, it's a performance testing. Any centrifugal pump which will have to be tested as per Indian International Standards Organization 9906 means, then we need not even worry that if it is made as per that standard, this will be having the assured performances like this, with a variation in performance like flow and head, what is the variation allowed, everything is covered in the standard. Like that, every country is also having their own standards. When we have American Society for Mechanical Engineers, they have also evaluated or emulated with different standards for their use. Similarly, for Japan, they have JIS standards, and German people have their own standards like DIN. So all these different countries use their own standards, but all this amalgamation of these standards are covered up through our ISO organization. International Standards Organization also has got a number and given identification for materials. So that is being insisted upon for the international businesses. Like when we want to supply export contracts and orders, then we have to refer to that international standard material code and number only. Unlike this IS numbers, we have to use ISO numbers for the equivalent materials, and that will be understood by all the people across the globe. So that standardization advantages, whatever were explained, is being utilized by way of making use of these ISO standards. When we come to mechanical engineering, we have got a design standard data book, which was released by PSG, College of Engineering. Actually, that PSG design data book, all the mechanical engineers would have definitely come across while doing their mechanical design paper. So when they want to design the machine elements for a particular torque to be transmitted with a shaft or with a flanged joints or with a coupling all these things they have to refer to this data book, wherein the standard which are available for making all this information are compiled together and put it in a data book. That data we'll be using for making the designs. Like when we design a fastener, we will not be using 13 mm diameter size because it is a non-standard size. We will be using 10 mm, after that 12 mm, after that 16 mm, like that. So even in the shaft sizes also, we have got different sizes which are standardized as per the data book, so that the manufacturer also can easily produce it, and the user also can make use of the same things very easily. So for a mechanical engineering designers will be utilizing the standardized sizes for the materials, plates, shafts, fasteners, etc., as per the data book and as per the standards made by our Indian Standards Organization. And the as we speak, I speak in English, you are able to understand. But for the engineers, there is a language. That language is nothing but the engineering drawing. We can easily tell our views or tell our requirement through making a drawing. A drawing will be made as per certain drawing office practice and standards. There is first angle projection, there is a third angle projection, and there is orthographic projection, isometric projection. The different angle of projections are standardized. So when you draw the elevation or plan, and right below that, this is made out of a first angle projection drawing, like that in the title block. The drawing will be read accordingly by all the engineers across the globe without any hassle. So this is the main advantage of the standardization. This has been made as per the first angle projection, and the views are made as per the angle of projection, like this is the plan, this is the elevation, this is the side view, like that. This will be understood. The object will be produced based on the same drawing by the different manufacturer at different countries with the same drawing, or the same product can be produced only because the drawing language is a common language for engineers. So this standardized practice is only giving you that advantage of communicating things in a proper manner without any hassle. Similarly, we have got wire gauges, we have got paint shades, you have got variety of colors. You can say the Indian Standard 5, IS 5, has got all the colors listed under their standard as different paint shades. A particular number is mentioned, that shade is frozen. If it is 631, then it is light gray. Like that, it is a standard which is already established, and that will be used by all the people. So the required user will be defining his requirement by mentioning that the color shall be IS5. This is my shade requirement. Like that, all others also will understand based on the same standard. They will read it and they will apply the paint and give the job. So that will be accepted. Similarly, for example, in water system engineering, we are making use of the reverse osmosis membranes for producing desalinated water in RO plants. The membranes are standardized in its diameter and in length. That standard sizes like 4-inch and 8-inch are the diameters, and the length of the each membrane element is 40-inch. So when we want to produce a particular quantity of water, then in each pressure vessel, we have to insert the same 8-inch by 40-inch membrane element, into which the pressure vessel will be accommodating these membrane elements. So even if it is manufactured by a company from Japan or from America, the same sizes are maintained so that the vessel does not have any problem in accommodating the membrane elements. So that interchangeability is made available by making the standard sizes of the RO membranes. That advantage is derived from this particular standardization being used in this industry. So for in a domestic application of home RO membranes, we have got almost in all the kitchens an RO plant in our houses in India. Almost all. Every small house is also equipped with an RO plant. In that RO plant, we have got a very small diameter, 2-inch diameter and a 10-inch long, 12-inch long membranes that will be used for producing the drinking water in the kitchen. When we come to this civil engineering, where the brick sizes are standardized to produce a uniform wall thickness of brick walls. So this particular standardization is really needed, and we have got different types of houses also and building constructions also, and that will be either the wall will be a load bearing wall or simply a partition wall. The bricks will be of same size. So the brick size decides the wall thickness. So it is a standardized design so that any designer, any civil engineer can design, can make use of the bricks which are available in all the places of our country. Like wherever you go to, either to Chennai or to Tirunelveli, wherever you go, the same size of brick is available. There the construction takes place. Similarly, for in all small houses and all, the roof concrete thickness is being maintained as 5 inches. These are all small maintenance, but these are all can be varied based on the number of floors and number of the size of the building, like that and all. So, and similarly, the reinforcement rods that is being used in concretes and all are having a particular size, and the size and the number of rods is being decided to produce a particular strength. So these standardized rod sizes are available that will be made use of by the designers to produce a particular concrete wall thickness and as well as the building. The cement quality is also now got a standards with respect to the curing time, and there are 46 grade and 56 grade, these type of cements which will have a different curing time, and that curing time only is the difference. Otherwise the strength is also is standardized. So with this small information, in every walk of life, the standardization is available and is being utilized by the humankind. In a particular area of automobile engineering, we have got standard sizes of tires for different manufacturers which facilitate interchangeability. If you buy a Maruti Suzuki Swift car, then its tire size is fixed. The same tire size you can get it from MRF or from a Seat or from other manufacturers. So the tires are standardized with respect to its width and its height required for that particular vehicle. So these are all the available interchangeability in the automobile industry. Even we have got standards for the right hand drive, left hand drive, like that. When we want to export a car to US or Canada, then our manufacturing should be incorporated with the cars with left hand drive, which warrants a set of rules for driving and signaling. And in the left hand drive, there is the rule will vary, whereas we are all accustomed to use with right hand drive. Within that country, a standardization is being followed. If we want to export to US, our cars will be manufactured as per their standard. So there is a requirement then we have to follow their standard to meet their expectations. And in the electrical engineering, we have got our household application. The voltage of the electricity which is coming into our consumption is 230 volt, whereas in different countries the voltage is different. Internationally, in US it is 110 volt, whereas in India and Australia and all it is 230 volts. The frequency for electricity is 50 hertz. So this particular 50 hertz is the basis to produce a particular revolutions per minute of the motor being designed and used with this 50 hertz power. Say this 120 Pn by 120 is F. Number of poles into the RPM divided by 120 is equal to the frequency. So when we want to utilize, the number of poles is 2, then the RPM of the motor will be 3000. So the 50 hertz is the standard, that is the power being produced and distributed across India. It is a standard frequency that is being offered by the electricity board. You should not vary this. And the distribution also, this voltage in domestic utilities, it will be 230, whereas if it is a 3-phase requirement, the voltage will be 415, and the transformers will be made use of from the generating station from 110 kV to 33 kV to 6.6 kV to 3.3 kV to 415 volts. Like that, you have got different transmitting voltage levels while transmitting the power from the generating station to the end using station. And similarly for the kilowatt ratings of the motors, which are also standardized. Otherwise, for different consumer requirement, different motor kilowatt ratings may have to be produced. That will be in between these standards, that will become a very high varieties. Even this itself is having high amount of varieties. This standardized list is like from 0.18 kilowatt to 0.37, 0.55, 0.75, like that. It goes up to 132 kilowatt in the low voltage motors. Whereas in the high voltage motors, we can have our required kilowatt ratings as per our requirement, and we can produce that particular kilowatt rating with a high voltage like 3.3 kV and 6.6 kV power supplies. And similarly, the cable sizes also being standardized and used in the manufacturing industry, so that the interchangeability and availability and ease of manufacturing is achieved. In the telecommunication engineering area, we have got a protocol of frequency of transmissions like radio frequency with amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. And in the mobile communication area, we have got global system for mobile communications, and that is the GSM network, what we normally call, and voice over long-term evaluation. This is normally we used to call as VoLTE. Like that, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. These generations have developed a lot of communication protocols which are being utilized globally and which are making our communication so readily available. In those days, when we want to communicate from one point to another point, we used to go to an STD booth where we have to book our call and wait for some time, and then they will be connecting us, and we have to talk on a trunk call mode. Then the another point has come where subscriber themselves can dial to the other point, other places telephones. like that it was a next generation. Then from there onwards, we have come to the mobile telephony. From landline telephony to mobile telephony. In mobile also, there were different choices for the people who were using that. Now the development has come up to the 5th generation communication levels, which is really advantageous for the users front. But this is really because of the standards being utilized by all the people, both at the consumer level and at the manufacturers levels. The protocols being maintained by both the people are being same, so that now from here we are able to easily talk to a person available in USA or Canada without any lag in the talk or call. Then in the leather technology area also, we have got our shoes sizes standardized as per 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. For children also, the different sizes. The standard sizes are made available so that the user can fit in their requirement with what exactly is the required for them, like that. So the standardization provides us, the manufacturer as well as the consumer, to choose their requirement accordingly without making much difficulty in their choice. And similarly, in the textile industries, where you got ready-made garments manufacturing industry, wherein you got your sizes specified, like 36, 48, 40, like that. All the sizes are fixed, and when it is suiting, we are able to easily choose our requirement and conclude. So this is the main and major advantage of standardization across our way of life. In conclusion to our presentation today, standardization provides for development of nations in a positive manner, which aims at reducing the varieties, results optimized cost of manufacture and profitability. This helps in achieving the United Nations 17 goals of sustainable development. I think with this, I have come to the end of presentation. Anybody would like to have any discussion? I am open. Tejas? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you, sir, for giving a wonderful thoughts on the topic World Standards Day with your lifetime experience, sir. So participants and dignitaries, if you have any doubts, please engage with our speaker, sir. So if you can't able to unmute means, please raise your hand so that we can unmute yours.
Yes, if there is no questions, then we can conclude it, Teja. So no one is asking questions. That means to say the author has given fullest of his depth, and the knowledge has been directly transferred to all the guys. Charan, please.
Sir, is it possible to develop nation without corruption? I think, sir, nowadays any place, any opportunities also taking corruption, sir, for introducing our idea into innovation.
I understand your full the thought and the requirement. Actually, it shall be inculcated from the individual only, where the needs are increasing and we should be doing this, fulfilling the needs only through right means. That inculcation of the quality from the parents inherited, then only you will be avoiding the corruption. Otherwise, corruption should not be a problem. That the problem should be addressed from the root level. That is my view on the subject what you have just asked.
Yes, sir.
We can produce a country, but it should be from the root level, where what is required only we should be aspiring for. There are people, they for generations together they earn and make it as a asset, and the next generation is not really handling that asset properly, then it goes into waste. So it's really a painful aspect that is currently available elsewhere, that your wish to produce a world without corruption should come true. Our wish also same.
Yes, sir. Hope that there is a corruption-free India.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I think everyone has are clear with the subjects, and as Charan has put up the word, standardization makes the world standards, and everyone would be equally treated, and every individual would be having their own rights management. So the discipline depends on the individual, as Sir has given a good word. So it is individuality that we need to change, and the system can standardize only, but the standardization need to be propagated and saluted in every aspect of life. So that is the, in simple words, Sir has given. So thank you so much, sir. It was an excellent presentation. So starting from the standards, standardization, and the SDG goals, and you have also brought forward for every engineer. So it's not the discipline which has been differentiated for their own standards, but still as an engineer we need to understand the importance of each and everything. So why there is a need for fastness and the standardization. So if we want to purchase a t-shirt or a shoe, so we need to go ahead and purchase it. It's not the UK standard or the US standard or the Indian standard, but the standard is always a standard for every engineer to understand that the manufacturing process need to be more precision. So we have always trouble in calibration. So what I need to do, so there was an instrument which was measuring, but when we go about calibration, we need to know the standardization. What is the earlier standard that was utilized, and we need to make sure that the engineering is more perfect. So the perfection is makes the things to work on. So that's where even today we could see that Tesla and other people have come up only because of the standards that was created earlier, and the engineers had made the world so enormous that the standard has brought about a change. So it's good to see that September 15th is Engineers Day, and October 14th, one day subtracted from it with a standard day, and we are celebrating it on 16th. So like 15th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Every day we would be having that standards. So thank you so much, sir. So for a very good presentation and your simple words. So that was Bharatwaj. Please put on your mic, put off your mic, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, sir. So it was a good opportunity to have a interlink between the local centers, and also your words was so simple and humble, and it was also the simplicity of your own the attitude of yours has been represented in your slide and your speech also, sir. So thank you so much for the presentation, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, all the participants, as well as the activity manager who has coordinated each and everything. So thank you, participants. Thank you. So thank you so much, sir. So we'll meet up in the next meeting, sir, by tomorrow.
Oh, yes. We'll
Yes,
meet.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Teja? Tejas? So if you're there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we can close
So
up with
feedback
that.
link is also active for 5 minutes, sir.
Okay.
We need to ensure that. Certificate
Okay.
link is posted on that comment box, chat box. So please fill that form. Okay, to get the certificate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So
Bye.
we'll meet up. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Can we end up the session, sir?
Yes, Tejas. So like 5 minutes has been over, right? So in case people are typing in their home, so it would be live, right? Apart from
Yes,
this thing.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
then close up. Thank you.